JP Alexander for the Rabid Dogs Unleashed. It is Monday, December 27th, 2021. I'm in my Santa Claus. I'm channeling Santa Claus for the holidays here. I look Santa Claus old, I'm sure. This video is just going to be me rambling about some random thoughts on my head. Nothing specific, just rambling on. What's going on in the news nowadays? Well, Chris Nolt from Sex and the City it's funny, he came out, he's supposed to be doing the new Equalizer show that hasn't started yet, I don't think. And then he makes an appearance on the Sex and the City reboot, a sequel, whatever. And I forget what it's called. And now like that, and just like that, just like that. And it's got 3 of the 4 girls, from Sex and the City. I gotta tell you, the first 3 seasons of Sex and the City I've seen weren't that bad. Then it got stupid. It got really dumb. It ended stupidly. The first movie was dumb. The second movie was freaking god awful. It was almost unwatchable. It was just cringing, painful. And then they should have just ended it there, but no, they want to restart the whole thing. And I guess there was a talk of doing it with younger kids, and maybe they did it with younger girls, and not kids, but younger girls. Maybe they did something like that. The Terry Bradshaw, the Carrie Bradshaw Diaries with a young girl. Maybe I don't know. But they brought these 3 women who are like my age, 56. I think actually Sarah Jessica Parker's a few months older than me, and the other 2 are around my age. They brought them out of their big deep sleep in the crypt, and they resurrected them, whatever, to star in this. And Chris Nolt came out of the woodwork to star in an episode, and spoiler alert, he gets killed. I love that spoiler alert. I don't care. You could tell me everything. If something I want to see it, I want to see it no matter if you spoil it. Why? Is that I think the journey is the journey. I don't think what the end result is. I don't think the fact that Chris Nolt dies, Mr. Big dies in the first episode. I mean, it's already in the 4th episode, I think now, right? They're releasing it. It's already been around for over a month, right? So I don't see how you haven't heard that. And if you haven't heard that, and you were, oh my God, I can't believe you told me. Well, it doesn't really matter. He has bigger fish to fry. Like, as soon as he made that, I guess some women saw that and they came out of woodwork and said he molested them, or he SA'd. I guess I can't say it. I guess that's not allowed to be said. You can't say what that stands for. I've heard that. I've heard other podcasts, and the video said, we can't say that. You can't use the actual word. You got to say SA. I don't know why. Because the actual word is explaining it. SA doesn't tell me anything. It's like if you have to look it up, and then it's like, why not just say what it is? Is rape? Oh, can I say rape, or do I have to say R? Anyway, they were essayed by him. I guess one in 2004, one in 2015. And again, these women not coming out at the time and coming out now. I don't know. Do I think he did it? I don't know. I don't know Chris Nolt that much. I just know he was in that show. He was also in Law and Order. A good actor. I think he's a good actor. I guess, I don't know, women seem to like him a lot. And we're going crazy for him when the show first aired. And he's Mr. Big, right? I don't know. Do I think he did these things? He could very well have, but these women are coming forward now. Are they pressing any charges against him, or is it just accusations? The accusations so far have done enough to get him fired from the Equalizer show, which hasn't even been made yet, I don't think. So that's kind of bad. I think they should, if your goal is to fuck up his career, then an accusation is all you really need, I guess, because he was just about to start making the show, and now he's not. He's fired from it. And I don't know. I don't know. Is this ever going to Here's the thing: these accusations can probably never be found true or not. It's he said, she said. So we can never find out if they were true or not. I don't know. So therefore, he could have been fired for something he didn't do. Okay, but then if he wasn't fired, he could get a great career. And I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say about this stuff. I don't know. I just wish sometimes it was done through the authorities at the time it happened. Like I would love to hear more cases where a woman was essayed, and the next day they go to the authorities, and the authorities arrest him, and maybe he's out on bail, and he's got to go to trial if he really essayed these people. I would like to see that. That's what I'd like to see more of: women coming forward right after something like this happens and going to the authorities, and not going to get a high-powered lawyer trying to get 50 minutes of fame, not using a fake name, going out there themselves and saying, hey, he did this to me last night in a hotel room, and I'm not going to take it. I would like to see more of that, yes. I think women should do that now. I think we need more of that. I'm all for that. I'm all for more of that. So that's where I stand on that. And now James Franco is another one who's coming out of the woodwork, speaking about the accusations against him, and he's talking about his friend Seth Rogen, who basically drew him under the bus when it happened. I mean, Seth Rogen didn't have to. I think everybody here knows it. Seth Rogen basically drew his friend under the bus and said, "I'm not going to make any movies with him again." He's trying to cover his own ass, but then Seth Rogen kind of joked about it for years, and now Seth Rogen should say, "Hey, I don't agree with what my friend is being accused of. If he did that, I'm totally against it, but I'm going to stand by his side and help him get help to help him, and he needs to change his ways, and I'm going to be there for him, but I'm also going to, be tough on him, I don't think it's right what he did, and I think he needs to atone for these actions he's done. If he did them, I'm going to stand by his side until this comes out. That would have been nice, I don't agree with what he did if he did it, because again, he's only still being, and if he's going to admit that he did these things, then I'm going to see he gets help, because he's a good friend of mine, and it's not cool. It's really not cool. That would have been great, but when you say, hey, I gotta save my own ass, a real friend doesn't do that. A real friend would, like, with something like Doug Stanhope. Okay, Doug Stanhope doesn't have the name of Seth Rogen, obviously, but Doug Stanhope stood up for Johnny Depp and kind of stood up for him when he was going through his bullshit with his ex-wife Amber Heard. And okay, Doug Stanhope, I guess, doesn't have a career to lose that Seth Rogen does. But I would really expect Seth Rogen, if he would have stood up like Doug Stanhope did for his friend, regardless of what happens, because that's what friends do. Friends are bigger than, money. I know it's really hard to say that, but it's true. And if you're thinking about your career, if that's more important than true friendship, then I don't know what to say. I really don't believe it is. It shouldn't be. I've got friends I grew up with who I would stand by, even if they did something bad, I would stand by their side. I would say, dude, that's fucked up. That ain't cool. You got to make amends for this shit. I would downplay. I would not downplay. I would reject his actions, but I would stand by his or her side, because they're friends of mine, and that's what friends do. But there's friends and there's Hollywood friends, I guess, So that's why I don't really agree with what Seth Rogen did, but that's happening in the news right now. Movies I've seen lately. I watched the movie Don't Look Up. Funny satire, not a serious movie. It's got serious actors and actresses in it, which makes you think it's a serious movie, but it's more on the lines of a Anchorman when it comes to really, because it's like satire, it's funny, and it's not to be taken seriously. It really isn't. And the fact that they got serious actors and actresses in it, they're doing comedy. The whole thing is you're not supposed to take it seriously because it's not a serious film. So on that, regard, I liked it. I thought it was hysterical. I liked it. Uh, the message is it's supposed to be about a comet coming to Earth and it's going to crash and it's going to devastate the planet. And of course, it's them talking about global warming. And I'm always a little bit. I don't want to hear preaching from, one of the stars of the movie is Leonardo DiCaprio, who I love, but I don't want to hear him. He's taking a rest from hanging out on his 200-foot yacht with his 22-year-old girlfriend, and he's flying the private jet to go to Hollywood to film scenes of this movie. It's a little hypocritical, very hypocritical. And I think Hollywood's the biggest, abusers of that. I do my part. I have a four-cylinder car. I throw everything in the recyclable. I have one garbage, like a little hefty bag this big or something, like a little, this big, my garbage every week, and I put everything in the recyclables. All plastics in the recyclables, all metal, all paper. Everything is, I recycle exactly what I'm supposed to do. I put everything out there in the recyclables. I put, my air conditioning is off during the day when I'm not in the house. All the lights are off. I really don't pay a lot of money, and my carbon footprint is very low, much lower than Leonardo DiCaprio's, much lower than Leonardo DiCaprio. You can have 10 of me, probably are less than Leonardo DiCaprio's carbon footprint. So my question is, what the fuck are you doing, Leo? What are you doing? What are you talking to us? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? You're gonna make the government force us to do shit? That ain't American, is it? Here's the thing, it's gotta start with maybe you. Maybe you it's gotta start with. I don't know. I don't see how we're gonna do it. We're at this point right now in evolution of us. We have this. You're gonna tell people to go back to the Stone Ages and tell people don't use the conveniences you have. Don't use your cell phones. That's not gonna happen. Don't use your cars. That ain't gonna fucking happen. Don't fly anywhere. That ain't gonna happen. I don't know what you think is gonna happen. What do you think is gonna happen? Nothing's gonna happen. Are you just telling us this so we could vote in your party, the party that you want, because they're gonna somehow help? They're not gonna help either. They're not gonna stop people from you. They're not gonna. There's no Green New Deal coming around where we're all gonna be in electric cars in 20 years. That's not going to happen. We're not going to be flying planes in 20 years. What are you going to have, electric planes? That ain't going to fucking happen. That ain't going to happen. Maybe in 100 years, maybe in 150, 200 years, I'm all for electric cars. I'm all for that shit. But until it comes up to where we are with gas combustion engines, I don't see how we're going to do that. I don't see how people are going to go backwards. They're not. They're going to go backwards to talk to their friends and plug it in the garage at night, but they're not going to do it for long trips, and they're not going to do it. They're all going to have two cars. They're going to have one of them to show off to people, oh, I care about the environment, and one, a Ferrari or some shit like that, that they could show off and do burnouts, That's what I really don't see it happening. I really don't know what you're going to do. And you're going to make China and India really, two countries that really abuse the ozone layer. Well, the ozone layer's not there anymore. Really abuse the environment. They're going to fucking do it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. They're on board. They're not on board. They're listening to you and they're saying, shut the fuck up. And, of course, behind closed doors, we're just saying that to get elected. And then they're saying, I know, you got to do what you got to do. But don't expect us to go on board with it because we ain't. I think we're going to be okay. I think in 100 years, people are still going to be complaining about some bullshit. It ain't going to be global warming. It's going to be global something else, okay? We're going to be complaining about that. And, things are going to be done, a little bit, just to get the vote. You just do it just to get the vote. It's the same way on the right. You want to fight against terrorism, you got to vote for us. You want to fight against greenhouse gases, you got to vote for us. It's all bullshit. It's all fucking lies. None of these people care. let me just tell you, if you think these politicians who are in control of our government care about you, you're sadly mistaken. I think it's good to go think like I think. None of these people are good. They don't care about you. They're just doing what they have to do to get elected. But if you like the policies they have or what they're going to implement, then vote for them. Because that's the best you're going to get. Don't vote for somebody you like because he's a good person. None of them are. Okay? If you think they are, you're out of your fucking mind. They're not. They don't get to that level by being a nice guy. Yeah, Trump's a fucking piece of shit, but so is Joe Biden, and so is Hillary Clinton, and so is Bernie Sanders, and so is Nancy Pelosi. These people don't care about you. They care about their party, their checkbooks, their pocketbooks, their wallets, themselves, their family. You? No. You're down there pretty damn low. You're not even probably on the scale of what they care about. But if they need you to get elected, it's really all it is. And it kind of shocks me that people think these people are good and they say this person's a piece of shit, and they're not, all of them. I mean, that's kind of a stupid. I think that's a fucking asinine argument. They all are. I realize this. Until you realize this, you're gonna keep making probably bad mistakes. Don't go by that. Don't dare go by that. Go by the issues you care about. And if they're gonna do the issues you care about, vote for that. Don't vote for a personality. Damn it. That personality ain't real. That's not who they are. Come on, jeez, Louise. When was the last president who was really a good person? Maybe Truman. Wasn't Truman like a school, a teacher or something? I don't know. He was something, wasn't a big deal, and he made it his way up to vice president. Isn't that what? I don't know. I don't really know. But then again, Truman did drop the atomic bombs and is responsible for hundreds of thousands of deaths. But then maybe that ended the war and it saved some lives in the long run. I don't know. See that? You always have these arguments you could have all day long. And that's all really all these politicians are, arguments that we're having with each other that we shouldn't really have. Because we're not going to be, in the long run, we can only vote for who we vote for, but whoever it is not good. It's not a good person. It's just this piece of shit against that piece of shit. And if someone like me, let's say I come out of woodwork and I say, yeah, I care about you, think I'm going to get anywhere? You think he's going to vote for me? Jeez, I mean, anybody who comes out of the woodwork who wants to do something good is going to be trampled on and be pushed aside and be lied about. And, I mean, look at, you can hate Trump all you want, but that Russia, come on, it was 4 years of bullshit. You know that. You know that. And the people, if you put these people on truth serum, which there's no truth serum, right? But if there was truth serum and you put these people on truth serum, they would say, "Of course I was fucking lying." The whole Russiagate on C-SPAN, the hours we watch on TV, that was all me lying. I was fucking lying. We were laughing about it behind closed doors. We were like, "What am I supposed to lie about today? Call him a grifter and say this and this and oh yeah, I love that. Of course I'm gonna do that. Of course I'm gonna do that." Was I lying? Of course I don't believe it. It's fucking, we made it up. We made it up in the back room somewhere. We're like saying, how do we get them out? We gotta bring up Russia. Russia's the big evil, We're not bring up China because we're getting too much money from China. So we'll bring up Russia. The big Cold War scare was bring up Russia. Then they're the bad people. Again, you can make other things about Trump and make fun of him. I'm all for you. Sometimes I know what you mean. I do. I know what you mean. Exactly. I know what you mean. He's not a good person. He's not. And I understand what you mean. But you can't tell me the Russiagate. You can't tell me you actually believe that. Come on. I mean, they made a good argument, but at the end of the day, again, you put the truth serum in them, they'll tell you, of course I was lying. That's what my party told me to do. Do I believe it? I didn't believe it for a second, but I was pretty convincing up there, wasn't I? I looked pretty good. Matter of fact, that got me a promotion. I might actually run for the Democratic nomination coming 2024. We know Joe Biden ain't going to be on the ticket in 2024. He's barely there now. He barely knows what day it is now. Okay? And they're looking at Kamala Harris, the vice president, they're saying, she ain't going to fucking win. So they're thinking about getting her out. She's actually closer to being replaced than he is. He's not going to be replaced, not by her. You think she's going to run in 2024? That's a joke. You think she? I'm not trying. No. So they're going to try to get her out. Maybe a Pete Buttigieg, maybe a Hillary Clinton. They're talking about her coming. She actually just, I can't believe this. This is the funniest shit. She actually is getting, they actually hired, they gave her money. And they have it, they released this, I think, on Netflix, because Netflix is just a fucking a propaganda wing of the DNC, pretty much. So they have on Netflix, I think you could see it on Netflix, Hillary Clinton talking her acceptance speech of being. Do you imagine Trump being allowed to have a show where he gives his acceptance speech if he won in 2020? You imagine? I can't imagine that either. I can't imagine. First of all, no way would they allow that on the air anyway. I don't think he would do it, and it would be cringing. Well, as probably as cringing as much as Hillary's doing. But no one's telling her. They're saying, "Oh, would it have been great if Hillary would have won?" No. And you think it's good? It's good if she's running in 2024? You come on, people. We gotta. But then again, Joe Biden won, so I guess it's possible. And I really don't want to see a Trump against a Hillary again. I don't want to see it. I don't. I don't think most Americans want to see it either. Let's get some fresh blood in there. Please. Can the Republicans get somebody up? Maybe not Trump, but a Trump 2.0. You know? One thing I liked about Trump, and people could say, oh, yeah, he was an outsider, which means he wasn't a lifelong politician. He's not bucking politics now. He's not a senator now. He's not hanging around Washington this minute, is he? Maybe he's talking about money again, but he's not hanging around. Why? He's not one of those, you know. He's running his businesses. If he goes, he'll run his businesses. Whether he's going to run them into the ground or whatever, okay, fine. He's going to go off, and he's not a lifelong politician. They go nowhere. They keep on hanging. Where's term limits? Let's get term limits so we can get people like me and good people in there. I'm a good. I'm not without sin. That's for goddamn sure. But I'm a good person. Like if I felt something was wrong, I'd be like, I feel like shit doing this. This isn't right. I tell people, I'm going to try to do this because the alternative isn't right. And give me $100,000 a year. No, yeah, let me tell you. Give me $200,000 a year. I'll take it. I'll become the president for $200,000 a year. That's all I need. I don't need any more than that. I don't need anything. You don't need to give my daughter some kickbacks at the end, give her a job in some Ukrainian energy firm. I don't need that shit. I don't need my sister to make houses in Iraq. I don't need any of that shit. Don't need any of that. You don't need to pay me any of that money. You just pay me $200,000 to be president. I'll get very little sleep, and I'll do what I have to do. That's what I feel I owe to the American people. I'm getting flustered here because I'm yelling so much, because I'm getting really overworked on this, and I really should calm down because it's not good for me in my older age. So with that said, that was just some random thoughts of me spewing bullshit here. And again, who the hell am I? I'm JP Alexander. This has been Rabid Dogs Unleashed, and until next time, chat.